Skip, remind you now, he only weighed 144, so he was basically 10 pounds, basically under the weight. But he wiped it out.
A much smaller guy just because he's at the end of the road, but the fight's so big and the money's so big, he's gonna have to take it. I bet he retires after that fight.
Have to start playing catch up in rounds 4, 5, 6. Believe me, by the 7th round, Canelo is going to be a little muscle fatigued, right? We've seen that.
Shannon Sharpe issued a serious warning to Canelo Alvarez about stepping into the ring with Terence Crawford, suggesting that this bout could go far worse than expected. He highlighted Crawford's superior quickness, technical precision, and unmatched endurance, hinting that the consequences could extend beyond a simple defeat. This fight might actually signal the collapse of Canelo's long-standing reign. Meanwhile, Canelo himself has opened up about retirement plans, reflecting on a career that spans 2 decades. He admitted that after so many years in the sport, he's starting to crave a different path, perhaps one far removed from boxing altogether.
Has retirement ever crossed your mind? Have you ever thought about that?
I always say like 37 is good time to go. It's not because I can't be in the boxing anymore, but you know, sometimes you need to do something else. So I'm being in October I turned 20 years as a professional fighter. So it's meant a lot of years. So
Eddie Hearn, who has guided much of Canelo Alvarez's career, stirred retirement buzz by hinting that the upcoming clash with Terence Crawford could be his swan song. Hearn suggested the Mexican champion might be nearing the end of his epic journey, and this test against Crawford could be the final chapter. His comments aren't just speculation. Having been ringside throughout Canelo's ups and downs, Hearn understands the mental and physical sacrifices involved. After nearly 20 years at the elite level, Canelo may now be searching for the perfect exit, facing off against one of the most intelligent fighters of this generation.
Do you see that fight now differently based on how Canelo performed against Skull Eddie?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
It wasn't just the fact that he couldn't cut the ring off. I just feel like the timing now, the age, Canelo is amazing. I mean, not just because of his ability and what he's accomplished, but the fact that he still has the desire for those training camps and those fights. But I just feel like that desire might be fading a little bit. Not because of his love, but just because of age and life. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like the Crawford fight will definitely get him up for it. But I was actually watching that fight thinking I wouldn't be surprised if he retired and actually didn't fight Crawford, because I don't think he'll want to lose to Crawford, a much smaller guy, just because he's at the end of the road. But the fight's so big and the money's so big, he's gonna have to take it. I bet he retires after that fight.
Canelo's recent outings against John Ryder and more recently, William Skull sparked concern for Eddie Hearn. He noticed signs of decline, slower hand speed, stiffer head movement, reduced explosiveness, and a drop in his usual punching power. That mid-career dominance is starting to fade. Meanwhile, Bernie, a trusted member of Crawford's camp, expressed complete confidence in Bud's ability to beat Canelo. Bernie didn't just praise him, he called Crawford a living legend. Perhaps most eye-opening is the shift in support from Canelo's Mexican fanbase. While he's still a beloved icon, some are beginning to lean toward Crawford. This shift isn't just about loyalty, it reflects performance, hunger, and respect. Bernie believes Crawford's global appeal is undeniable, and even Canelo's inner circle is aware of the storm coming their way.
Yeah. Now, the man said, now was both good. Say, not gonna beat me. He said, I'm telling you, I guarantee I'm gonna beat you. So you know what I'm saying? That's how Crawford is. That's how he feels. He believes in his heart. And you could tell it. You could look him in his eyes. You know what I mean? And a lot of people believe that Crawford gonna win this fight. And a lot of Mexican people.
Yeah, they supporting him. They supporting him.
A lot of Mexican people, you know. So they got their formula why Crawford gonna beat him. But it's a tremendous fight. I think Canelo, like I say, is a living legend. You know, everything that he do. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of Mexicans don't like him. But I love him. I think he does everything good in the ring. I think, you know, from swag to everything. I just love Canelo. I can't take it away from him. You know, he had them little allegations and everything.
Yeah.
And that's a damper on him, but I try not to focus on that. You know what I mean? I know he got in there with the baddest guys, the toughest guys, and he came through with flying colors. So I give him all the credit. Going up there fighting Bivol when nobody knew who Bivol really wasn't paying attention to him. That man was a 25-year-old champion, the reigning champion, title defense under his belt, and young and good. And Canelo fought him. So, you know what I'm saying? That was a challenge. You feel me? Had the height, had the reach, had a lot of, you know what I mean? So I give Canelo none but credit. I thank him for allowing us to get this fight. And you see what Crawford said. I didn't get to get, Canelo got to fight these guys with the names. I didn't necessarily get to fight all the guys with the names when I wanted to, but I got him.
Yes.
That's the how it coming around full circle. And when God got it for you, nobody can be against you. And so I think he's the most deserving fighter of that outside of Benavidez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides that, but Benavidez still doesn't bring the super fight dynamic to it.
Yes.
It's a really good fight with Benavidez, but this is a super fight.
Exactly.
We have legends fighting each other. David Benavidez has yet to become a legend. He's still growing in the sport.
Absolutely.
Crawford is a legend. 14 years in the sport, 10 years as champion, 11 years going on. You understand? Undisputed 2 different times, fighter of the year, all those different things. So, like I say, and the mystique of Crawford is legend in itself. The mystique of Crawford. So, I mean, so it's a super fight. Again, I thank Canelo Alvarez for taking the fight.
As middleweight champion Kelly Pavlik offered an unfiltered opinion about the fight, flipping the narrative by calling Terence Crawford the stronger, more effective fighter overall. He pointed to Crawford's freakish athleticism, tactical IQ, and natural strength. But perhaps more telling was Pavlik's view of Canelo. He believes the Mexican star has grown cautious in recent bouts fighting, not to win big, but to avoid losing. That survival-style strategy might fall short against a driven force like Crawford. Pavlik's contrast was sharp. One fighter is climbing toward greatness, while the other appears to be slowing down, trying to keep hold of what's left.
Class, and he's a great fighter. I mean, that's it. Crawford is so talented. He's got so much ability in boxing, his boxing ability. And he's a bigger guy too. He's almost every bit as big as Canelo, right? So that's what makes it tough. Like, yeah, Canelo's used to fighting guys coming down from 200 probably, at light heavyweight. And Crawford ain't. But it's just too hard to pick on it because of Crawford's ability and boxing skills. I'm not going off of Canelo's last fight. The guy he was fighting was in survival mode pretty much. He was just fighting not to get knocked out. When you fight a guy like that, you're not going to look good, right? I don't care what anybody says. When you fight a guy that's running around trying to survive, it makes it hard. So I don't go off of that, but this fight is going to be interesting. I mean, I would almost have to kind of lean with Canelo, but I'm not making that pick. Just saying, guys, so nobody come at me. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this one. I'm not worrying about anybody, saying, hi, you're wrong, or talking. But it'll be a good one.
Acclaimed trainer Robert Garcia further stirred debate, agreeing that Canelo is no longer chasing knockouts like he once did. Garcia's words were simple but powerful. Canelo is exhausted. Since stepping into the ring as a teenager, Canelo has been grinding non-stop for almost 2 decades. The sharp precision and fearless style of his younger years have been replaced by a safer, more energy-saving approach. Garcia wasn't criticizing, he was acknowledging the toll of a brutal career. Canelo has taken on countless challenges, carried the weight of the sport on his shoulders, and that wear and tear is finally starting to show in every round he fights.